Greetings, I am Eric Nguyen, and this video will be on Chapter 18, Empires, Colonies, and the Peoples of the Americas in the 1600s to 1750s. Without further ado, let's begin. During the Spanish colonization of the Americas, demands for raw material in Europe increased rapidly, and as a result, several innovations were implemented, such as the encomienda system. The encomienda system allowed Spanish colonizers to take control over indigenous communities and force them to work on Spanish-owned lands. This led to the production of agricultural goods such as tobacco, sugar, and cotton, which through commerce greatly aided the economy. Additionally, the Spanish also relied on forced labor to meet the demands for agricultural goods and raw materials. They imported slaves to work on plantation and even in mines. This would greatly increase the efficiency of colonial economies. Another example, the Spanish established a complex network of trade routes between Europe, Africa, and the Americas. Maritime trade routes to the Atlantic would allow colonies to export goods exclusive to the New World, which would further boost the Spanish economy. The establishment of trade routes between different regions and countries has not only facilitated the exchange of goods, but has also played a significant role in shaping migration patterns throughout this time period, leading us to the next topic. In the early 1600s, Europeans and Africans migrated to the Americas, and during this colonial period, there were many changes that impacted both the indigenous peoples as well as the migrants who were forced into the New World. As a result of this migration, a variety of new diseases were introduced to the New World, such as smallpox and measles, which had an immense impact on the indigenous population. However, despite these fatalistic interactions with the New World, it has also seen an exchange of new ideas, cultures, technologies, and customs. Furthermore, these interactions also led to the creation of new cultural forms, such as mestizo culture in Mexico, which combines Spanish and indigenous elements, similarly to the fusion of African and indigenous cultures to create a unique Afro-Brazilian culture. One of the ways in which culture has spread and evolved throughout history is through the establishment of colonies. This brings me to the next topic. The various European colonies in the Americas share some similarities, but also many differences. One difference was that they had different motives for colonization. The Spanish and Portuguese were mainly interested in exploiting the region's natural resources, but the French, Dutch, and English were focused on trading and developing agricultural economies. Additionally, the treatment of indigenous people varied among the different European colonies. For example, the Spanish were notorious for their harsh treatment towards indigenous people, while the French and Dutch often had more peaceful relationships with local tribes. In summary, while all European colonies shared the experience of colonization in the Americas, there were significant differences in their motives, treatment of indigenous peoples, and cultures. These differences will continue to shape the history of the various countries in the Americas to this day, with the influence of new innovations and blends of culture.